Let's do something everyone in IT is quite hyped about. That's right, we will containerize an application with Dockerfile. Although we have been doing it in previous demos as well, in this demo, we will try to cover most of the instructions of Dockerfile and achieve something with them. We have navigated to D7 in S2 directory and it also has a Dockerfile. Let's open it. Starting from the beginning, we have declared Ubuntu 12.04 for a change as a base OS using from instruction. We have also added metadata in form of a label and mentioned the name of the creator of this file, which is Cerulean Canvas. Going further, run instruction will perform a general update, install Apache 2, which, as you may very well be aware of, is a web server, and clean up afterwards. As you may have already guessed by now, 3 entries of env, which means environmental variables, are setting up environments of user, group, and log directory for our Apache runtime. Here, www-data is the default user for web servers running on Ubuntu, and mentioning it makes the access of permissions for Apache 2 smoother. We are exposing our containers port 80 using expose instruction, and finally we are executing the Apache 2 web server from its executable path. We have used the cmd instruction for it, and Apache will run as a foreground application, not as a daemon process. Let's exit the file. Now let's build our image with img_apache tag. By now, I'm sure you have seen the image building process enough times to comprehend each step that you see on screen. Our Docker image has been built successfully. As you can see, it is on top of the image list. If you are wondering why we have still kept all of the images from previous demos, there is a reason, and we will get to that pretty soon in the course. Now, let's run that image as container with cont_apache tag. As you can see, we have mapped our host's port 8080 to containers port 80 to view results on the local host. Our container is also up and running. Now let's open a web browser. I have used Google Chrome in incognito mode just as it is my usual preference, but you can use whichever browser you like. Let's open localhost and see what it is serving. Alright, localhost is serving Apache's default page, which means all of our setup worked correctly and we have successfully containerized our web server. In next segment, we will play with different Docker images and containers.